Hey everyone. I'm just going to wait a little bit and see who joins us. I know that there are a few people that will be. Yeah, so I'm just going to go to my iPad and make sure that this is on good. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Yeah, how are you all doing? Sorry, I haven't been on. Yeah, it's been a little hectic here. I'm not really ready to talk about anything, but just let you know that I really do appreciate all your kind words, your thoughts, your prayers, your hugs. Appreciate it all. Keep them up. Hi, Rhonda. Are you at work or are you finished work? I can't remember. What is it? What time is it? 1:30. You finished or almost finished? I'm gonna do this today. We're doing, sorry, mine's gone. So I have our little Gingy. So we have Gingy and Snowy. I might just get Gingy done today and come on and do Snowy tomorrow. Thinking that's what I'm going to end up doing. Today we're going to do Ginger. He's super cute and he's easy to do, and so might end up just doing him today. Broke his little arm. Yeah. What else? Anything? I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say. I don't think so. I am going to just turn this around, and I'm going to get started on this adorable little Snowy Ginger. Sorry, Ginger. So let me turn this over and turn around. See if I have this on right. We can come a little bit closer. Come a little bit closer. Okay. So the first one we're going to do is our little Ginger. I'm going to just put a little piece of wax paper under it. I like to do that because there's so many things on this table, but it's just a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to be shipping out orders, or at least getting them all packed. I have 2 more kits that are going to go out this week, and then I'll be shipping them off. I do not think I'm going to be taking the month of October off like I originally thought. But there'll be more on that to come. I might just kind of do what I'm going to be doing right now. So anyway, I'll be thinking about that. I'll think about that and let you know. But anyway, I will be packing these kits up this week and releasing 2 more. And so I won't ship them until I release these other 2, just so that I can help everybody with their shipping costs. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint. So I like to use cocoa. If you don't have cocoa, you can use honey brown for your ginger. There's some people have their own special colors that they like for their ginger, but I like to use cocoa. So let's get this base coated up, and I'm going to do both. I like to do both sides. Look at my hands. My hands are kind of a mess, I think. I'm just going to do the back side first. Now when I ordered these from Deb, they had a little hanger attached to them, a little like round hanger attached. I didn't like it. So you will find that I have literally cut off the hangers at the top and sanded them. In case you're wondering why it looks a little different at the top. So yeah, that's what I did. I removed them on everybody's and then sanded them all down and everything. So just because, again, I didn't really like it. I don't like the way they looked with the little hangers. I liked just doing a little thing on the back instead. Yeah, I just put a little fabric over whatever. Just made it. This looks way better. I'm just going to dry this off before I do the front of it. Your paint rack behind you. Your paint rack. Oh yeah, I know, I got that. Damn, it was awesome. I got it. Rhonda's working. It's quiet now. Okay. Yeah, I got the paint rack when one of our dollar stores closed down and they sold paint. And when they closed down, they had this. So I stuck up my hand and said, "Are you selling those?" And they said yes. So I got that whole thing for, I think it was $15 or something. It was a great price. So this is the front. And again, just doing cocoa. Hi, Diane. Yeah, it was a great buy. Tell you, I have to organize them a little bit better because I haven't, those are just my deco art paints, and I still have to put in, I have all my folk art paints that are just in this other thing that I really do have to also put away in the rack. So I just have to kind of organize them a little bit, label them so I know what colors are in. I'm just going to do the nose and the arms while that dries. And they're the same color. To the mouse-infested dollar store? Yes, I have been back. But I tell you, I don't go near anything that has like fabric or anything. Certainly don't buy food from the dollar store. Never have, mind you, but not going to start anytime soon either. Oh, you know what? I think I ran out of baby wipes. Darn. I have to get some. We have 1 million here because of Zara. I keep everything really stocked. So, okay. Now the heart is also done in cocoa. Summer is sure hanging on here, guys. How about you where you are? Paints are like crayons. You just can't have too many. You can never have too many, Rhonda. You're right. Like, give me paints, right? And then you would think with all these paints, I would have the color black. Because I always have these great big ones, the 8-ounce ones. And I just realized that I'm down to like the very bottom of my last one. I don't have any small ones. I didn't have any in folk art. I don't know what in heck is going on here. There, so we have the fronts and the backs done. This back, I think, could maybe use a little bit more Temps go down and up, then rain. Oh, we still haven't. Let's have a look. I think we're supposed to be, you know, low 80s on Thursday or something, maybe Wednesday and Thursday or something. I'm not really sure, something like that. And then we go down to, like, you know, in this, like 70. So, kind of sporadic, but still very warm here. Gonna, a little bit more on these arms. Hoping I brought everything out that I need. You know me, guys. The queen of, oops, have to go grab that. I'm not going to use both sides of these because no one's going to see the other side. But I am just going to put these up here and out of the way for a minute. And I'm going to grab my light. Oh, here. No, that's not it. Looking for my yellow ochre. Which golden ochre. Yellow ochre. Okay. I like to soften this up. You know me, I always like to soften things up. And I'm going to grab my sanding block. I'm going to use my little gator. And this is my 320 grit paper, so it's really very fine. Just want to lightly sand it. When I sand it like this, I really don't put hardly any pressure on it. It's just kind of a little gentle rub over it. And it just sort of softens the surface. And it smooths the surface. And it just kind of softens that color just a little tiny bit, which I like doing. I'm just going to lightly do that on all of them. And again, this is, I'm really not pressing on this at all. Just a little bit. Dust off. I'm going to take these ones here. Put this mess around us. And I want to dry brush just a little bit of this yellow ochre on it. And it just kind of, you know, does a little highlight, softens it a little bit more. One day they're going to make a paint that no matter how you do it, the edges don't do this. And then you got to try and pull it off, re-punch the hole, even though you close it properly, right, ladies? Okay, so I buy my replacement sandpaper for my gator because I have not been able to find replacement sandpaper for these little gators at the stores. So I actually just get it from Temu. I don't know if you can just order the sandpaper separately. It's so cheap that I just get it it comes with the gators. Like you get a lot of them and different grids. Is it grids? Grades? Different. I don't know what they're called. Whatever it's called. Anyway. Yeah, they're different and they're great, and it's so cheap. It's like $2 for like 50 or 100 of them or something, and it comes with a gator, and it's always nice to have extra gators. At least I think it's always nice to have extra gators. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a really nice soft dry brush. So I'm just getting it on my brush because I don't want it to be too bright. I'm just going to take a little bit of the excess off on the paper towel, and then I'm going to just kind of, oops, see, that's a little bit too much still. So I'm going to just take a little bit more off and just kind of pounce that on. I'll just sand that a little bit. It'll take some of it off, or I might leave it, I might not have to. And then I'm just going to pounce a little bit here. Just kind of gently go over it. A lot of this won't show because it's going to be covered with the heart and the arms, but you'll get my drift what we're doing. Then I'm just going to take my gator and just go over these arms because I probably put a little bit more of that on than I had wanted to. By the time we splatter it and everything, you're not even really going to notice it if you put too much on. Okay, so I've got that part done. Now I'm going to put the cheeks on our little girl, our little Ginger. I like to use two different things. I use dried clay, and then I kind of brighten it up a little bit with Heritage Brick. You don't have to. You can use whatever color you prefer on cheeks. I know a lot of people use a lot of different colors for their cheeks, and they have their favorites. This is just my favorite. I'm sitting here hoping that I have my really fine dry brush for cheeks out. We'll find out, won't we? Let's see. Take a little look in here. Oh, I can use this one actually. That would be a good one. The trouble with having a million brushes, then you're going, maybe I'll try a different one, you know. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush, work it in a little bit. And then I'm going to do the cheeks, just on either side. Start off really light. You don't want to just sit there and all of a sudden have these really dark cheeks. Start off light, just increase the pressure till you get how dark you want them. I always add a little bit of Heritage Brick. I mean, you can use Rookwood Red too, Wild Berry, whatever your favorite, like I said, cheek colors are. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of Heritage Brick on here. And I'm going to work it into my brush. Take off the excess because I don't want this to be too dark, and I'm just going to add a little bit more pressure on the side here. To brighten these up just a little bit. And I find if I do it this way, then I don't all of a sudden get like this really, you know, dark, heavy color on cheeks all at once. I can control it really well, the color of the cheeks. Okay, now I'm going to do the eyes. When I put because this is kind of, I just came on, and I do apologize, I didn't give a lot of notice. But I just wasn't sure when I was going to be able to. I will do the pattern up tonight and put it on just so that you guys have the instructions, the materials list and everything for this. So I'm going to do the eyes, and I'm going to use black. And of course, this is Chris's 18-aught liner. Just the best liner in the world. I love it. Well, best liner for me. I just love it. If you ever running out of, you know, you need a new liner, you haven't tried it. Oh, can I bring it down? Oh yeah, look at that. Let me do this. I think I'm used to always being up so high, and for some reason it's there. How's that? Better? Is that better? I'm used to it always being up here. For some reason I ended up with it down a little bit. Okay. So I am just going to put these two eyes on, and I freehand it. I can put a line drawing in for you if you're not comfortable doing it yourself. I just do kind of a general outline and then come back and fill it in. See good? I'm going to bring this light down a little bit. And bring this little light over a little bit more. The light is changing a lot because of the shadows. Just because of the time of year it is and stuff, so I do have to adjust my lighting to that. Oh, did I tell you ladies that I did get a hold of the people at Jubilee Fabrics about the tobacco cloth issue? So they're hoping, they're going to try and figure out what the problem was or why it happened and like that, and come up with a resolution for it. Make this just a little bit. And after I do one, there's always one bigger than the other, right? Then I can come back, look at them, just adjust them a little bit. There. Now I'm just going to give our little Ginger some eyelashes. Not happy with the shadow from this one. It seems to be off a little bit. I wonder if I do this. I don't think that makes it better. I will talk to Deb about coming on about the craft fairs too. I don't think I'm going to be going in them this year, but I will get Deb to come on, and we will go over it anyway. Hi, Virginia and Emma and Margo. Who's here? Virginia, Emma, Margo, Deanna, Rhonda, Diane, Rhonda Hostler. So again, I do apologize for not having a lot of notice. I will try to have the more set times. I feel like it's taking an exorbitant amount of time to do this face. Okay. Now I just want to add the little lines to her. So I'm just going to take my white. You can use warm white. You can use snow white, whatever kind of white you prefer. This is just to do the little lines in the eyes and the little dot. And then just a little dot. Just down here. This is our nose. I wanted to put a little bit of the yellow in the nose too. This one will be good. So again, this is the yellow ochre. Putting a little bit of yellow in there. I want to, before I actually put the nose on, I'm going to take my vintage photo. I'm going to use my Distress ink because I wanted the darker one. And with a thin brush. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit and go around these edges. Again, you see, I kind of like to just put my finger there just so I can control a little bit. And I'm going to take a little bit of, no, I don't think I'm going to yet. I might have done that a little bit too dark. So I'm going to just take a Q-tip. See if I have one here. Oh, this will work. I got these from Keiko. She sent me these. I just think it's a little bit too much. So I'm just going to remove it with a little bit of water. This is the ink. And I think I'm going to use the Distress Oxide. So this is a little bit lighter, but I think I'm going to try it. I just think that Distress ink was a little bit too dark. So I'm going to try the Distress Oxide. And I'm going to come back with my yellow ochre. Just kind of pounce a little bit more of it on, like that. And then I'm just going to glue it on. Yes, hopefully it'll turn out. Just want to open up this hole a little bit. Tell you, I bought a new curtain rod for one of the guest rooms, and I was putting it up today. Oh, a fiasco. Really should be easier than it was, I tell you. Put that over there. Make sure that it's in the little scoring well. Okay. Now I'm going to go around. I'm just trying to think. First of all, I'm going to go around the edge, and I'm going to go around the edge with this lighter oxide. So this is the Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, and I like it because it's kind of, the color just seems to kind of go with it. I'm just going to go around it. You don't have to press too hard. Just start out light. And then if you wanted a little bit more distressed or just shaded, you could call it, then you can add a little bit more. Bonk the nose. Doing this is going to really help the icing show up too. Not too worried about the arms, they're not going to show. But these arms are. So I'm going to go around the arms. And I am going to use my finger just as a little bit of a stop point around here. And again, I wouldn't press too hard. You don't need this really dark. So it's going to go in there like that. And then the heart, same thing. I'm going to go ahead and go around it right now. Hi, darling. Okay, I'm just going to put that up there. Then I'm going to take our little girl, and I'm going to do the little icing lines all around it, but I'm going to do it in light buttermilk. I do it in light buttermilk. And I'm going to use my 18-aught liner again. And I'm going to go around her. And I'm just going to do wiggly jiggly. I'm going to press a little harder in spots. And when I do, the lines are going to be a little bit heavier. And I'm not really worried about here because it's going to be covered, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you can make your own wiggly jiggly lines. Just all around like that. And I'm going to do them on the arms also. Oh, I made the cutest angels, ladies. Little angel ornaments. You know, the ones that my sister had put up that she did. I made some. I used different wings, so I bought these special wings that I decided to use. So, can't wait to put them up and show you. And I made the absolute cutest. I'm not quite finished it. I had to kind of stop, but I'm to finish it this week. Dollar Tree craft that I think you're all just gonna love, and hopefully you guys can get these from your Dollar Tree. Okay, so it looks like this right now. What I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and splatter this before I go ahead and start the heart and then put the little doodads on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and splatter this. I'm going to splatter it with, now I think I'm going to use bleached sand just so it isn't too bright. You can use warm white if you want. I'm going to try bleached sand. I may come back and add warm white to it, but let's just see. Okay, so this is the bleached sand. And again, I always like to do a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to cover the face a bit. Yep, that looks good. I don't want to do too much on here. I'm going to cover his eyes a bit. Just add a little bit. Kind of a little bit up at the top there. Then I'm going to do his arms. I'm just going to put those up there. If you like to have yours a little bit more color on yours, you can actually splatter also with a little bit of like burnt sienna. That'll just add that little bit more of a redness to it, you know, a little bit more, just add a little bit more color to it. So you can splatter it with just a little bit of burnt sienna. I actually did put it on here, so, you know, it's kind of up to you. I have the heart now. I've already done the base coat of this. So then what I did was I just took light buttermilk and I made like a little line with it. And did a heart. And I just free-handed this, as you can see. And I'm going to fill this with the icing. Come out a little bit more like that. And then I'm just going to take, this might work. No, not that one. Just going to see which one I want to use. I'd actually just use this one. This one maybe. I'm going to start around the edge, and I'm just going to use my, if I want this one. I'm still humming and hawing if I want to use that one, or if I want to use one of my filberts. That filbert's a little bit too big. It's round. I'm going to get out a filbert. The filbert may work okay. My filberts. Okay, anyway, let's take your brush. I'm going to start with the round. And I'm going to pick up quite a bit of the light buttermilk. I'm going to fill this in. I'm going to go around the edge first. it in. We want it to look like icing on the cookie. I'm going to dry it and I'm going to add another coat because I want it to look, you know, like thicker. Use some angel ornaments. Oh, I did some really cute ones. The wings that I got also just look so pretty on it. Just a little bit different than, you know, just the straight ones. So they're little fancier, maybe is the word. Avoid. I just want to make sure this dries good. See if I can melt the wax paper. So I will be releasing those angels this week. I've been doing a little bit more ornaments because people really like to do ornaments as gifts and for craft fairs. So in case somebody's wondering, why is she doing ornaments? That's why. They do make great gifts and great things for craft fairs. And then I'm doing this really cute plaque too. I just going to take my liner and clean up this edge here. Just a little bit. There. Like that. So I'm going to dry this up again. Ornaments sell really well at craft fairs, right, Danny? Because people will always spend $5-10 on an ornament. They pick them up to give as gifts or something new to go on their tree. I really like giving them. I really like doing them. Now I am going to do a little bit of a splatter on this with the light buttermilk. Just a little bit, doesn't have to be too much. I'm just going to dry that up again. And this is your own preference, of course, how much you put on or don't. Okay, so now what I want to do is, you can see on this one, I added glitter to it. I really like glitter. I'm going to grab it here. Now I have glitter from DecoArt. They're Glamour Dust. But I also have this glitter from the dollar store, and I kind of like it on just if I want a little bit more, you know, a little bit thicker of glitter. This almost looks like it has a little bit of color on some of the glitter. Anyway, so I chose this one. You can use any kind of glitter that you like. I'm just going to grab my Mod Podge. I'm going to brush a little bit of this on. I have an old brush that I use for my glitter. I'm going to have to really organize some of my brushes, I tell you, ladies. Okay, I just want to brush on. Just a Mod Podge. Like that. And then shake our booties, ladies. And this kind of looks like you put little sprinkles on the glitter, on the, gingerbread cookie. It's supposed to resemble a gingerbread cookie. You probably can sprinkle it on the wet paint. I just found it sticks better if you use the Mod Podge. So you can see how that sticks, and that will stay on. Find if you use it just on the wet paint, it will fall off, brush off, whatever. This will just stay on a little bit better. Now you can, if you want, I did not do it, but you can add the little icing squiggle lines around it. I didn't. I figured that it was enough, especially when I started adding the Snow Tech, but you can do it if you want. I'm just going to get this out of the way so I don't get glitter everywhere. Let's see what I got here. Okay, now I'm going to do the tag. On this star. Now most people got the rusty star like this. A few people I had ran out at the end got one of these that we are going to paint and rust up. My new order came in, so I do have all my rusty stars again. If you happen to get one of these and you want a rusty star, please just send me a message and I will include one of the real rusty stars in your next order. Otherwise, we're just going to rust this up, and we're going to do, you know, how I always rust them up. Can't wait to show you the Dollar Tree craft I did. So happy with it. It was a lot of work, but totally worth it. So I'm going to pick up some black first, and I'm just going to pounce the black on. You all know how I like to do this kind of rusting technique. Start with black. Just going to dry it. A little bit of burnt umber, and I'm just using the same sponge. I'm going to tap some of it off just before I pick up the raw sienna. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit of raw sienna. If you like yours to be, whoop, that's a little bit too much. If you like yours to be a little, to look a little rustier, you can add a little bit of orange. I find the raw sienna is enough for me when I'm doing it, but you may like a little bit more. And then I'm just going to splatter this with a little bit of the warm white. Okay, now this is just for the people who did not get the real rusty star. And again, if you want the real rusty star, just let me know. And I will ship it in with your next order. This is our little tag. You can take this off if you want. We actually won't be using it. But I am going to use bleach sand to paint it. So this is just our tag. I'm going to grab one of my sponges. Oh. and bleach sand. Just grab a little bit more bleach sand. You can, if you don't have bleach sand, I mean, use like, you can use like buttermilk for this. You can even use like desert sand if you want. However, it will be quite dark if you do. I wanted this to show up a little bit on the ginger background, so that's why I chose the bleach sand. But again, use light buttermilk if you don't have bleach sand. Just gonna dry that up. Yeah, so again, you can sprinkle this on the wet paint and it will stick. However, it will have a tendency to come off. So, you know, if you use Mod Podge, it's probably going to stay on better. I think I'm going to do just a little bit more. I wonder if I bought my burnt sienna out, I may have to grab it. Thanks, Deanna. Every once in a while, I have a tip. You can do both sides if you want. I'm just gonna kind of lightly do the other side, just in case people looked. Hot, hot, hot. I'm going to take my Distress Oxide and I'm going to use the Distress Oxide, not the Distressed ink, and just kind of go around those edges a little bit. And then you can take a little bit of burnt sienna, raw sienna, just one of those kind of richer colors. And I'm just going to grab mine. I'm going to splatter this, and it's just going to give it more color. But before I do, I'm going to write on Cinnamon Wishes. You can write anything you want. I like Cinnamon Wishes. I also would like to thank everybody for not putting anything political up in the group. I know sometimes things do get put up, but that isn't what this group is all about, so thank you very much for not doing that. Everyone's entitled to their own thoughts, so we don't need any backlash. Okay, I'm just going to splatter a little bit of this burnt sienna on here. A little piece of there, just a little bit. Just wanted a little bit of color on that. Okay, let's try put some of this together now. The heart is the first thing that's going to go on, because then we're going to glue these on. So I'm going to glue the heart on first. Love this glue. You guys ever looking for glue? I tell you, this is the glue to buy. Art Glitter. Dries clear designer adhesive. I tell you, it is so good. Dries so fast. Just want this right in there. I think I moved his nose a little bit when I was fiddle-dicking. So just while that's drying, I'm going to take my liner and my light buttermilk, and I'm going to try not to touch that heart. I'm going to do a little line just around the top of the nose. There, just like that. Just going to let that dry for a minute. Oh yeah, paper crafting. I tell you, this this glue is just, I glued with metal, and it actually worked. So yeah, this is fabulous glue. Like I said, I bought, how big of I bought that huge 16-ounce bottle of it, and so I can just keep refilling because I use it so much. I just want to make sure this is dry enough so that when I do touch it, it isn't going to move like I moved the nose. But I want to put a little bit more splatter on this nose. There. That's actually pretty good. So I'm just going to leave it. And then this goes on. Now you can do it two ways. So the way I did, I kind of glued it so that it looked like he was holding it. So you can see how it looks like she, he, it, their Ginger is holding the heart. Or if you don't want to try and balance it on there and glue it, you can just glue it like this. The only thing is that it will show on the back like that. I liked it kind of as if it was holding it, so that's the way I'm going to do it this time. But I'm going to use, oh, come here you. It's tricky to do this, so. I really want to make sure that it is glued along the proper line. So I'm going to take this and run it up here. And then I know it's going to touch the Ginger with his hand part. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put it on, press on it like this. Now you're going to just have to hold this steady for a little bit, ladies. Usually end up wiggling and jiggling it and thinking, oh, why did I do this? But it just looks so good. I want to do some cards. I saw some really cute cards to do. So I really wanted to do some of those. So I'm going to see. I'm going to let that dry. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and hope it holds well. Oh, don't fall. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit here. I'm going to run this line down there. may end up having to use a little bit of the glue gun. I'll see. Sorry, I'm moving that up so you can maybe see it a little bit more. You're just lining it up along the edge of the body. Exactly, that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm putting the glue right along the edge of the arm and a little bit up here on the hand part. And then I'm just lining it up and holding it. And this glue is really phenomenal. Like, it dries really hard. And when it's dry, it's really hard to get it off. So it should hold. It did hold on this one. So I'm hoping that it will hold on this one. And then you see when we put the scarf on, you won't see this really top part right here. So it just looks like he's actually holding the heart. But I want to make sure this is good and dry. But isn't it cute how it holds the heart? It's so sweet. Do we have these already? Oh, there is. I think while we let this dry a little bit, I'm going to just put it over to the side. And I'm going to grab the snowflake. Because I think I'm going to put a snowflake under just under the star. Now this, just like that. So I'm just taking white. So take your warm white or your snow white, whichever one you prefer. And just tap it on. And the only thing we're going to do to this is add a little bit of Snow Tech. You always can glitter up, right? If you want, I mean, go for it. You can add a little bit of glitter to it if you want. I'm not going to because I'm putting the star on top like this, but you can if you want. Just seeing how this is. You know, that is drying really well. Just going to hold it firm. You can also, if you want, probably put a little support under each hand. I banged that one. I knew if I touched it, I was going to bang it. I think I'm going to add a little bit of glue. So I just wanted to add a little bit more glue. Bitty, 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 bitty. Bye, Sherry. We'll see you later. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our cheesecloth. What you can do is, if you like your cheesecloth really grunged up, you can spray it with a little bit of coffee. Make some coffee and put it in a little spray bottle, and you can just spritz it a little bit, dry it up, and it really does antique it quite nicely. I'm just opening it up. Everybody will have gotten a piece of cheesecloth like this. Just open it up once. I'm gonna just open it up a little bit more and then fold it in half. So I opened the whole thing up and then I folded it in half. And I mean, don't worry, it's gonna get all pulled and weird and everything. exactly what I like. So I'm going to fold it in half again. Go there. And kind of join it back together a bit. But it's gonna be quite scrunchy by the time we finished. So don't worry about it being all uneven and everything. That's exactly what we want. So I'm going to take this now. And you can see how I'm just kind of, I better pull here. I'm just kind of pulling it like this, making kind of a mess out of it. I'm going to cut off this excess because it's just going to get in the way. And I'm going to bring it to here and to here. So you just have to kind of figure out how big it needs to be. So I'm going to glue one end. Just want to glue one end and put it on here. And then we'll fiddle dick with this just a little bit. So you can see how I pulled this, and so it looks really neat. It isn't just this straight scarf that comes across. It's a good thing my sister isn't watching. She'd say I'm as bad as this as I am with the bows. Just know she would. Okay, and then I'm going to glue another little thing here to join them. And then I'll probably fiddle with them a little bit more. Kind of glue them down in spots so that it isn't too loose and flying all over the place. So it's joined there now. Now I'm going to want to do a little bit here. This thing keeps falling out of my glue gun for some reason. So you're just gonna fiddle with it till it gets to how you want your little scarf to look. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of glue it in the back here. And then I'm probably going to just add a little bit of glue just here on the arm a bit. Just kind of place that like that. And this will keep the scarf, hold it all in place. Then we take our little CinnamonWishes. We're going to glue it on. I love doing things like this because they're a little different. Nobody at the craft fair is going to have, anything exactly like it. So before I put the star and the snowflake on, I am going to do some splattering with my champagne Stardust. It goes beautiful on these gingers. So I'm just getting I'm using a Gingerbread brush, and I'm using the smaller end, which I really like. Just damp it, get it damp, blot it off on a piece of paper towel, and then you can splatter this. Get a little bit, goes so well with this cocoa color. So you can splatter it a little bit on the ginger too. And then I'm going to just pick up a little bit more and do a bit on the back. I'm going to dry this a bit. I love this Galaxy glitter because once it dries, it does not come off. Like, you don't have to worry about regular glitter. It just doesn't come off. Regular glitter, you know, you end up with glitter everywhere. You don't with this, which is really nice. And if you have a different fabric you would like to use besides cheesecloth, go for it. You know what? I don't know how she's doing with her. I think she got most of the angels done. I think they're all done except actually just kind of gluing the wings on, is what she said when I was talking to her. Okay, so you can see what we've got this done so far. And I'm just going to take this little snowflake and the star. I'm going to put it on like this. And then I'm just going to let this dry, and then I'll tell you how I'm going to hang it. I know, 60 of them. Can you imagine? Really? What you can do is, and it's just kind of a little extra thing that I like to do when I do gingers, is I like to give them a little bit of hair. So I'm going to take my liner. I know, I do weird things. And I'm going to give her just a little bit of hair, just a little curl that kind of comes down like that. Let's see if you can see. Just a little curl on her hair. Now I think this is all dry enough. So what I'm going to do on the back is I'm going to take, oops, just some of this, you know, jute string. Find the length that I want. I'm going to just tie it. That might be a little bit too long. About here, I think. I'm going to just tie a knot in it on this end. Wondering if that might still be a little bit too long. Indecisive here, aren't I? Oh, you know what? I haven't put them up, and I'm really sorry, ladies, but I do have all those stands. I got Deb to cut me out a whole mess of those stands that are for the back. I promise I will put those up. Okay. I'm going to put this behind, but I want a little piece of fabric. See if I have it here. I mean, really, any kind of fabric will do. I'll just use a little piece of this. You can use any fabric that you want or that you have on hand that, you know, you want it to look nice. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to glue this on just right in the middle of the head like this. Just add a little bit more. And this will hold it in place. I mean, it just does not come out, right? And then you'll have a nice hanger for it. Looks way better than this thing that was on there. I didn't really like what was on there. So this actually works way better. And then I'm just going to use a bit of Snow Tack. I have a million of those little knives. I think I'm just going to grab one of my other ones. And we're just going to put a little bit of Snow Tack on this. And you can add it wherever you want. I always like to make sure I add it on the tags, and I put some on the scarf. You can, helps to maybe just use your finger a little bit to get it to slide off. Put a little bit on his nose. You can put some on his arms. And again, it's your preference, how much you want to use, where you want to use it. Maybe a little bit over here. Definitely need some on the heart. And then I like to put some on the sides. There. And again, it's your choice where you put it, how much you want to put on. I think I'm okay with that right now. There. Yeah, it does look like icing. Thanks, Rhonda. So there is our little ginger ornament. Again, you can, you know, put your own little spin on it. You can do a different scarf if you want. You know, it's all, everybody has their own ideas of what they like. This is our little ginger. Okay, just gonna bring this back up to me. Oh, here, there. Sorry, I got lost apparently for a minute there. So, and there's our little ginger. All done. She's sweet as a pea. If you want, you can shade the back like we did the front with the Distress Oxide. You can splatter it if you want. I don't think it's necessary to do a whole lot on the back, but you can do a little bit. She hangs really good with this little jute string instead of using, you know, having a hole in her or in her head or something. I think this one looks okay, like looks really good like this. I'm going to try and come on tomorrow and do our little snowy. What is tomorrow? I don't even know what day it is. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm going to try and come on tomorrow. I'll give you a little heads up before I come on. This is our little snowy, and we're going to do him tomorrow. Just put him away so I don't lose him. There. Okay. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Deanna. Again, I'll come on tomorrow. I'll do snowy, and I will be releasing the last 2 kits this week. And I'm going to show you the cutest little thing that I did from the Dollar Tree, because I think you guys should all make it. It's just so cute. Okay, that's it. Thanks, everybody. Oh, can we see the angel? No. No, it's upstairs. I'm sorry. I was fiddling with it and it's upstairs. So no, yeah. But I'll show it to you. If I come on tomorrow to do this snowy, I'll make sure to have it here, okay? Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. And again, thanks everybody for all your thoughts, prayers, best wishes. We appreciate it all so much. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.